All right, well, we're starting now because the music is not playing. So Wi-Fi is not working very well. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Please share this out. Good evening, Sheila and Well, apparently I wasn't on data, so
Oops.
I got kicked out there for a second. How's everybody doing? Sorry about that. Those over watching or listening in the New Earth Ascended Soul, make sure you give permission if you want me to be us to be able to see your name, because StreamYard just has that. You have to give permission to StreamYard for your I guess for info, huh? Who you are on Facebook. Things are getting pretty sinister there, but oh well. Tonight we're going to be more white-pilled tonight. I know we complain and bitch about a lot of things, but really, I mean, life is beautiful. It's not, there's plenty of garbage, and we'll talk about that. We'll continue to talk about it and bring it to light. Microcosm, us humans, our spirits, our souls connected to that. We're going to talk about chakras, and I know that a lot of you know about chakras, but hopefully this podcast is going to reach a lot of people that don't.
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. This is the introduction. I'm trying to structure the show a little better. So right now it's just, kind of opening up. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end.
Right.
So I didn't find chakras, and Norma knew about chakras before I did. I mean, I kind of knew about them, but I didn't really take them seriously. And again, like a lot of the things that I got was when I really opened up and just went for it with like remote viewing and astral projection and searching out and seeking things, seeking more information about things. And I wound up chakras. I wound up in chakras and learning about them in the ether, in the dream state, if you want to call it that, in the trance state. And I learned how to, I kind of had a natural ability to work with the chakras. So that's, I do have a chakra course on my website. So I do chakra healings or balancing.
Right.
But these are energy points within the body that connect the body, mind, and the soul to the divine. The soul would be the divine, but all of it is really. We'll let her go outside. She's going to bark. Okay, you're going to hear a little barking chihuahua. But anyway. No, she knows we're live. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon.
Oh, actually, she's finishing her dinner final.
We've got 9 people in here and only 2 likes. Make sure you hit that like button.
Like.
We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the bell, hit the subscribe or follow button. We appreciate it if you like what you're hearing.
That's right.
And anyway, we were talking about energy points, and there's 7 main chakras within the torso, from the all through the torso up through the head. But there's many little chakras around you. Now you can think about them as like you're a giant, or not, you're a circuit board. So you have these energy points that connect. Now the 7 major chakras, or chakra, I don't know if I need to say it. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But I did come upon these things and started to learn about them. And then Norma had already known about them. Like she had a chakra book, which she pulled out tonight. And
you distracted me.
so she started telling me about them. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then I started really getting into them because I was shown these chakras, chakra, however you say that, and just kind of had a natural understanding of them.
Right.
So tonight we're going to talk about them and what they represent. There's 7, like I said, 7 major, from basically the pubic area to the top of the head. There's more chakra in that higher dimension, and that's what's called a light body activation. So there's the chakra go up above the head, but mostly what they are is a symbolic representation, if anything, of where you need to focus on, what point of the body it connects to what.
Right.
So what would you say? You're always better with the root chakra, I think, explaining it. So why don't you explain the root chakra?
Well, the root chakra is basically the base of things, right? It is that security. It is that sense of self, that foundation in which we are building upon. It's our creativity. It is instinct. Yes, it's that base mentality in which we come in here with, right? Those things we've set up for ourselves, the foundation. And a lot of things can connect to it in many different ways. Many times anger is associated with the root chakra, basically because within the root, you can help that anger, right? You can ease or transmute it. So it's where we start, right? It's that foundation of where everything begins.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, this is the thing, is when they become out of balance, they throw everything else off.
That's right.
And if they're not all working in harmony, you're not in that higher level of existence or consciousness. It's one way to help you lift up into that higher consciousness.
Right. Basically, that
Kundalini is what they call it when you activate all of them. Get them all in balance.
The inner child basically would be your root chakra, right? That base foundation.
Your reactions to things,
yes.
your instinct to things, and what you do, like your psyche.
Yes.
Like what, that inner child or inner demon, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Sometimes it can be. Yeah. But it's important that we use this, and it's represented by the color red.
Yes.
So it's a very passionate color. Again, I've talked about this a lot in the work that I do and the work that we do. Passion can be very good, but it can turn into obsession. When it turns into obsession, it can turn into fear and anger. So we want to be careful with it. We want to be aware of that.
And yes,
that's
things
part of
turn
ourselves
into health issues. Yes, you are correct.
What are the health issues? You want to get out your chakra Bible
and get out my health Bible.
And Winnie just had to bark.
She can't not, you guys. She's a blind little know-it-all that thinks she sees everything.
Again, let me just let you know, those who are new, this is a value for value show, meaning time, talent, and treasure. Time being you're around watching or listening to us, putting the energy in, sharing, liking, spreading the word with your friends, spreading the word, and being, selling the show if you like it. If it's something you want to sell, let your friends know. Talent, meaning if you could add any talent to the show, add any expertise or any critique, comment, leave us a message. You can send us an email at Fowler, FOWLERAR at AOL. Oh wait, AR Fowler AR at zero at gmail.com. You just screwed me up.
I screwed you up.
See, I tried to say that all smooth and it just got worse from there. So sorry, I killed it. FOWLERAR 0 at gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, you want to send us, maybe you can make clips, or you're good on the technical side of things, anything that can help promote the show and get from that grassroots level and grow. But yeah, and treasure, treasure meaning your monetary or leaving a donation or leaving a tip. If you can do that, we appreciate it. It's not necessary. This is completely free. It's all about whether you want to help produce the show. Some people want to be the producers. They want to be able to add in, their critiques and help grow the show and help invest in something that they believe in. So, or have a good vibe about it, at least. So that I had to get that out of the way. And this channel or this podcast will not do ad reads. We're not going to do we're not going to be monkeys in the organ grinder. We're just going to see where it goes. And like I said, it's helpful that we get comments from you on how things, maybe things can go smoother, or, really, if you want to just tell us to fuck off, you can just leave that comment. It's okay. I won't block it.
Right.
Anyway, so back to the
root chakra.
Root chakra.
Okay, so according to my little Bible, and I think there's a lot more to it, obviously, but here are the main basic things that you can take. Okay, main characteristics at a glance. The color is red. Key issues: sexuality, lust, or obsession. Physical location: between the anus and genitals, opening downward. Associated spinal area, fourth sacral vertebra. Psychological, reproductive, or physiological, I'm sorry. Endocrine, gonads. Did I say that right? Did I say that wrong?
Yep, I think you're good.
Nerve plexus, sacral, coccygeal. I screwed that one up, I'm sure. Inner aspect, grounding, spiritual energies.
Yeah, grounding. This is where you ground, is in that we go down to the root first.
Physical action, sexuality. Mental action, stability. Emotional action, sensuality. Spiritual action, security. So at a glance, that is your root chakra.
Yes. Hello, Sheila's here. It's because I sent her a message because she was online. So if you're online, just know I might send you an update. Anyway, so root chakra, that's where the anger comes from. That's where the passion comes from, where we can create. We have that passion and that drive to create, or to dance, or whatever it is that it is you're passionate about.
Right. Or that makes you feel.
That's where you tap into. You tap into that root. And a lot of people are uneasy with the root.
Right.
Especially in the chakra cleansings or healings that I've done. Yeah, there's some discomfort there, and you shouldn't feel discomfort.
Right.
In a lot of ways, you have to just kind of let go of your fears, like your deepest rooted fears. Anyway, okay, so we got the root chakra down. Next, we get to the sacral chakra.
That's right.
And the sacral chakra is about friendships. It's about how you feel love from others, how you love each other, how you love others,
how you love yourself,
how you love yourself. It's orange. It's the color orange. It's represented. I mean, really, what I see in this mainly, whenever I'm doing in a session, is friendship, relationships. Being okay, being comfortable in your own skin, you're a step above that root, you're a step above that complete, like raw, natural instinct, and you're going up a little further. So as we get into the sacral chakra, which is about located on the body, it's going to be right at the navel or right below the navel. So right below the belly button, or really close. And you can feel these if you really open up to them after we get to the end, or we've talked about every one. Just take some time to feel them.
Right.
Take some time to feel them right now. So go ahead, babe. You want to explain or elaborate on the sacral chakra?
The sacral chakra really is about the feeling of things, right? The connection from that root base being into a feeling being, into something that is now communicating and having relationships and being involved in the world, right? The main characteristics at a glance, the color is orange. The key issues are relationships, violence, and addictions. Physical location.
Yeah, those toxic, we just talked about toxic connections. You can have healthy connections, but you can also have toxic ones.
Right. The physical location is the upper part of the sacrum, below the navel. The associated spinal area is first lumbar vertebra. Physiological is the genitorinary. Oh my God, I screw up these big words.
Hold on, let me see. And you're not reading in the dark too. Which one is it?
We are at the
genitorinary.
Yep.
Genitorinary.
Okay.
So still connected to the reproductive organs.
Yes, right. The endocrine gland, adrenals, nerve plexus is sacral. Inner aspect is feeling. Physical action is reproduction. Mental action is creativity. Emotional action is joy. Spiritual action is enthusiasm.
Yeah. Oh, and just I had to go back. We're gonna go back and just
Okay.
kind of. Christy did leave us $20 today
Oh, wow,
for
wow.
for the show,
Girlfriend.
so she's the producer right now.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else would like to do that? We thank you, but right now, giving love to Christy. Thank you, Christy. Anyway, okay. So, is there anything you'd like to elaborate or maybe make an example of the sacral chakra and how it relates to us?
So the sacral chakra, like I said, our root is the beginning of things, right? It's the seed. Sacral starts to feed or starts to engage in the world. It's really understanding that being balanced in that area really almost takes discipline, right? It's truly understanding that root area in which you reside and how balanced and stable you feel inside. Understanding how to deal with your emotions. Many, if not most of us these days don't truly know how
Or
to
like
deal with
thinking that
emotions,
somehow
right?
somebody else is thinking of us. We all have
Right,
that issue.
right. That
Like
self-consciousness,
trying to
right?
be, please, and that we can become a people pleaser there, and that's not a good thing to do.
Right.
Like it's good to show your love, to
Yes.
show you give a shit, you care,
Mhm.
but you can actually get to a point where it's so extreme that it gets to be,
That
and
you
that's
just
again,
people
it's
storm
out of
us. They
balance.
don't. Yes.
And you'll notice if you're having these, like you'll have a certain, once you start to like connect to your chakras, you're gonna know exactly what you need to focus on. You're gonna try it at home. Like I said, feel these chakras as we're talking about them, and
I
like
mean,
Kim was saying,
sacral,
that makes sense,
yeah.
and it does make sense.
Yeah, the sacral chakra really is a big issue for a lot of people because it really does do and delve into those inner relationships. A lot of people that deal with molestations, with abuse of any kind, really,
Or just people that are insecure.
yeah, and simply people insecure. You're right. Deal a lot in this particular chakra, and this chakra, I feel like a lot of people have to really, really work at to keep in balance. We have to really be aware of who we are, what we're doing, and how we're reacting to things, right? Like allow ourselves to actually feel the blow, not ignore the blow. Don't go preparing yourself for something that maybe really wasn't even what it was, but to the other degree, like don't be so disconnected that you don't allow yourself to feel what it feels like. I mean, it's okay if someone hurt your feelings in a conversation. Allow yourself to feel it. Just don't immediately respond to that feeling, right?
I don't think you can
like
ignore feeling it. Like it's just going to happen.
Process the feeling,
but don't let it drive
respond,
you insane.
right?
Like, yeah, don't let it lead you to doing something stupid.
Allow yourself to process your feelings before you respond to things. And I
that's
think
hard.
that's the
Sometimes you got to
hardest
shut yourself off. Like, okay, I got to go hide in the closet for a while, or I got to take a walk.
Right.
But being okay with the relationships of others and trusting and like not thinking so deeply about how they're feeling about you, even when they're your friends. They're
right.
But we get into this place where we think so much about what others think about us.
Yeah.
And we all do this. I'm saying we, as in all of us, that we kind of lose a sense of ourselves, like Norma was saying earlier. All right. Is there anything you would like to elaborate on the sacral chakra? Or anybody else out there? Throw us a comment, throw us a question. Don't be shy. Yeah, don't let it consume you. That's right. Try to shut down and try to calm yourself. Take things off your mind. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, but it's not always going to work that way. The universe or life is going to challenge you with things that aren't like, once you get used to something, I notice this is what happens. So once you finally figure, okay, I've got a hold on this. It changes.
Because we grow. Once we realize, oh, I've accomplished something here. Here I am. It's time for that growth, right? So that's why I say being truly aware of yourself and knowing and utilizing your whole self in your everyday actions and responses to life will help you to be able to do it a lot more peacefully. That doesn't mean you're never going to feel bad.
Well, and your health is connected to this, Wanda. Wanda said, I'm too old about
to worry.
I'm old to worry about anything but my health. Well, you shouldn't be worrying about your health for one thing. Like you shouldn't. And that's the whole thing. Like, where are you feeling? Like, tell me. Well, we'll do this in a minute, but in the chakra system, like where are you feeling any discomfort or where are you feeling unhealthy? If you could pick a spot on your body, where are you feeling unhealthy? You can find that. Okay, anyway, we're going to keep going. I'll mention it again. You can't see you agree with what? Christy?
About not worrying about your health, probably.
I didn't say you aren't. I said it's better if you don't. That doesn't mean not be concerned with it. I'm saying worry to a place where you are actually infusing or putting more energy into the place that you're worrying about. Worrying causes sadness. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. Or stress. Or fear.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that we're all dealing with.
Right. But
these are things that once we can, and I'm not even going to say master it, because like I said, once you feel like you've mastered something, it changes.
Yeah.
Or you gain a deeper understanding of it.
Right. And that's to say, like, if you do feel like something is off within your physical self, yes, definitely pay attention. I'm not saying don't worry about your health. Oh, like,
no, I'm not saying, I'm saying using the worry. What does worry mean?
Right.
What does worry mean? Somebody tell me in the comments. What do you think worrying is, as opposed to being concerned or being proactive about it?
Right.
I mean, we're all going to have worry, that we're humans. We're going to be afraid of shit.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. Like, it's not easy to get to that point of non-worrying.
Right.
I think what's easier is when you learn how to die, or you learn that you are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever that is.
Right.
It could be a minute from now. It could be 40 years from now.
It could be 100 years from now.
I mean, we haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, it could be. It could be. But what I'm saying is, these words mean a lot. Like these little words that we just throw around and we don't realize.
Right.
Mean a lot. They have a lot of power.
Right.
And I'm not telling you I have mastered it, because I haven't.
Right.
I'm still learning too.
Yeah. And that's just it.
Because of the things I've learned, this is what I can tell you at this point.
But the sacral chakra basically does teach you how to listen to yourself. You will know if you need to figure out if you and
it connects, like, again, it connects to your physical, it connects to your emotional, your spiritual. That's right. Like all of these things. If there's something out of whack, it can actually cause a physical sickness.
Right.
If you're out of whack in the spiritual, and that life will give you sickness. I mean, it's just you're not going to avoid it.
Right.
It's going to give you disease.
Yes, at some point. Yep.
It's the way life works. You're not going to escape it. Right. No matter how much you try. And the more that you get worked on by a doctor, not saying that if you need it, you should get it, but or shouldn't get it, but the more and more of pieces of your human are being taken away.
Right.
And in some cases that's good, but what ends up doing is leaving your human, your vessel as, and sometimes there's people that need urgent care. That's just that they need that care every day.
And understand the human body really can heal itself if we allow
it. Can, but like I said, it just depends on what you're fighting, what your body's fighting. Your body's always fighting to heal itself. Always. It doesn't get chaotic in there unless, you know what I mean? Like, it's fighting the chaos. It's fighting. It's naturally just going to do what it needs to do. And that's why it's important that you listen to your body. And if you're worried about health, especially physical health, listen to your body.
Yep.
What is it telling you?
That you need? Like,
what is it that you want to let go of? You know?
Yep. Oh, yeah. And so a lot of times it is just letting something go.
Because sometimes you can let something go and it can be really great. And then other times you may make a mistake out of fear and let something go, and you're lacking the nutrients.
Right.
Because of it. So it's really about listening to your body, not me, not Norma, not anybody. It's listening to your body first.
Like, just as an example, and I'm sorry to use vegans as my example, but it's the easiest way to do it. But if you choose to be a vegan, that's awesome. That's great. But if you find throughout your veganism, you're feeling certain ways that you don't understand, and your body's craving it, just give me a piece of chicken. Please, God, make me some fucking eggs. Listen to your body.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Hey, you tried it, but your body is craving
We're stuck on
something.
the sacral. See, we got some issues in the sacral right now.
Oh, I mean,
Obviously,
many people
all of
have
us
a
do.
lot
All
of
of us
issues
do.
in the sacral, yes.
And that's like the colors. If you notice the colors I make on the, well, you can't really see it, but the colors in the background, we're at the crown chakra, but we've been the last 6. I moved us all the way up the chakras. So anyway, sacral chakra is connected to, you already went through that, right?
Yes, we are now.
So now we go
the
to, drum roll, please.
solar plexus.
My favorite, like I think my favorite. I mean, I use my third eye more than my, I think I use them both, but I take a lot of, like, that's where my power is. I can take solar plexus. It's think about you, or it's your inner sun.
Yep.
If you had you have a sun within you, your energy center, that's the solar plexus. Now, the solar plexus connects the lower chakras, which represent the lower worlds, right? And it connects it to the higher and the higher consciousness and higher realms. So as we go on from here, we're going nothing but higher realms. So solar plexus is in the middle.
Yep.
That's why there's 7, because it balances everything out.
Yep.
It's kind of, it holds everything and it powers everything.
This
is where our willpower comes from. It is our drive.
Our person, the being we're living now, right? It's that will to just be who we are.
Eggs. Did someone say eggs on it? We're getting
What?
Kathy says eggs. Did somebody say eggs? Hey, I got some eggs.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I told you it was going to go crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to get even crazier. I promise. Right. You'd be out here selling eggs like lemonade.
Right.
Yep. Just have them go
Start
to the
making
gate.
our own noodles and shit.
Anyway.
Got so many eggs. You can make all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
That's awesome.
So the solar plexus.
Solar plexus. Let's go over it.
The main characteristics at a glance. The color is yellow. The key issues are power, fear, anxiety, and introversion. The physical location is between the navel and the bottom of the sternum. Associated spinal area, 7th and 8th thoracic. I think I said that right.
Thoracic.
Yes, vertebrae. The physiological, metabolic / digestive. Endocrine gland, islet of, that's okay, group of cells in the pancreas. Thank you for putting the simple explanation.
So the pancreatic gland, basically.
Nerve plexus, solar plexus. The inner aspect, opinion and personal power. Physical action is digestion. Mental action is power. Emotional action is expansiveness. Spiritual action is growth.
Like if I could think about any animal that's connected to this, I would say the lion. This is where your courage comes from. This is where your will to live or will to succeed or will to whatever you want to do. This is where that comes from the center. And this is also the biggest chakra. So it takes in, like when you're taking like slings and arrows from others or negative energy, it sucks it all in there. But it also can blast all of that stuff out too, if you're conscious of it.
And that's, that fear, that anxiety, those things that cause us those stomach issues. That's where this comes from, right? It's not understanding your personal power, walking in it without being power hungry like many of the other beings in this world. This particular chakra is playing part in our world today, big time.
Yeah. Because it's also where pride can come from, and pride's not a good thing. Pride, ego, this is where these things come from, that solar plexus. But there's a how do they say it in the, I'm sorry, it's a movie reference, but it's Spaceballs. I know that's ancient, but I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. There's a good side of the Schwartz and the bad side of the Schwartz.
That's right.
It's just it has to be to balance, and balance is what keeps us all on this earth. And a perfect balance is what keeps things going, and that is natural. It just
it really is. It does just happen, and it is that human mind, that thought process, that the way we humans are, because we are so much more than we are, right? So it's our thought process, our integration process, our balance that truly, truly helps us make it or break it in this realm.
Solar plexus. And guess where that is? Anybody commenting? Where's the solar plexus on your body? And remember now, the chakra, they go all the way through your body. So the backside too.
It's basically my stomach area.
Well, it's like, okay, if you go right below the breastplate, right in the middle,
Yes.
it's that hole.
That's that stomach.
It's right here.
Yes. Your stomach
sternum
basically begins.
It's around the sternum
yes,
area.
Here, in this area. Here's the stomach. So yes, it's that stomach kind of breastplate area.
All right. Anyway, next.
When we can get past all of those issues, right? And when we're working on them or paying attention, we can actually move ourselves up into our heart center, our heart space. And many people, especially throughout the past few years, have been reminding many people that to come from the heart, right? Reason being is because if we can get past our will, whatever fear, however imbalanced, if we can balance all that out and stand in our power, if we come from the heart, we get a clearer picture. Because if I'm being truly loving, I'm not always necessarily nice, am I? Because I care about you. I need you to know the truth.
Right.
I have to use my heart to understand
Christy
when do
knows
I
what's
say
coming. She's
things,
like, oh, heart
when do
chakra.
I not say things, when do I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming from your heart truly is
It's right next to your
utilizing
solar plexus, so it can
that
be used
clear
for that
sight.
in a good way.
Without eyes, without like even the inner eye, really, it's being able to see clearly. Coming from your heart is having that compassion and understanding of yourself first most, so that you can understand others. And seeing it from that clear heart space.
All right.
Do you have anything to say about the heart?
The heart? Oh, you already moved on to the heart. I thought we were still on solar plexus.
No, we just moved.
So what color is it represented by? The color green.
Oh, yes.
And there's a lot of meanings to that, but what I would say about the heart chakra is the compassion. It's the love you feel for others. It's how you're, how you're presenting or projecting out that love. Like that is your power. That is something you give. It's not something, you're something you're given, but it's not. This is more about how, because a lot of people have a problem actually sharing love or sharing that love energy. And I don't think it's the only, like, love is not all you need. There was a great Beatles song, like a couple.
I mean, if you're using
but
true,
it is something. It's a good filter to use.
Space, yes.
It's a good filter for everything to use that love, whatever you're approaching, or whatever you're dealing with, whatever issue you're in, whatever riddle of life you're dealing with.
Yeah. So, the heart chakra, at a glance, the color is green and or pink, red, or white.
Yep. Pink is it's the higher chakras. Yeah.
However, the key issues are passion, tenderness, inner child issues, and rejection.
Right there connecting to the sacral.
That's right.
They all intermingle. They all work in perfect balance when they're supposed to, when you're paying attention. There's a lot of things that throw us off that balance. And this is just one way of connecting in that level. Right. Eventually you don't need to worry about that. That's already connecting.
When you're in balance.
This is a starter course on connecting to your divinity.
The physical location is at the center of your chest on the sternum. So basically, just above where Aaron was pointing out the
heart,
or the heart,
where the heart is. Yeah.
Well, this is the heart right now, right here.
Yeah.
You're pointing out the wheel right here.
But you're pointing it out. Nobody can see that.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So it's the chest. It's like the middle of the chest, just above the sternum.
Yep.
Right in between the throat and the sternum.
That's right. The associated spinal area, because it does go all the way through us. 4th, theoretic. Oh my God.
Hold on. Medical words are tough for you.
And I've been dealing with my spine my whole life. I've heard these words. I don't know. I can't say them.
Thoracic, I think is what it is. Thoracic.
Thoracic. All right.
That's small.
Vertebrae.
I need to put my readers on. Shit.
Physical location, circulatory, lymphatic, and immune. So in your physiological being, it can fuck with your immune system, your lymphatic nerves or lymph nodes, and your circulatory system. The endocrine gland
thorax,
is the thymus or thymus. The nerve plexus is obviously the heart. The inner aspect, unconditional love and compassion. Physical action, circulation. Mental action, passion. Spiritual action, devotion.
Yep. Devotion really connects with the heart chakra.
Yes.
And really, like, it can go either way. So, and remember, if you're overusing it and underusing it, that's when things get out of balance.
Yeah.
So you can say, I love everybody. I'm like a big lover of everybody. And if it's too much, if you're giving so much away of that energy, that can deplete you of actually giving the love that you want to give.
Right.
That love energy.
If you're not giving it to yourself.
And if you're not giving it to yourself as well.
If you have all these expectations
right.
about things, and you're not truly loving yourself and like letting certain things, oh, it didn't go that way. So, okay, but you know what? Things are still, if you're not allowing yourself to get past those preconceived notions or those expectations.
Yeah, because over loving turns you again into a people pleaser or into somebody that's kind of a wet blanket, or no, that's not it. A doormat.
Yeah.
Like people will take advantage of you
and abused,
and you start to use and abuse yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the heart chakra. It's very powerful.
It is.
Love is not, there are no rules in love or war.
Well, and devotion, like, okay, I'm going to use children's discipline for this. Okay. Knowing when to follow through. Okay. With discipline, with your goal of any kind. But a child will test you, right? Won't they? They'll test you, they'll test you, they'll test you, they'll test you. But you have to follow through. And if you don't follow through,
which means devotion.
A doormat.
It's
yes,
devotion.
That is that devotion.
Yep.
Knowing you love them so much and yourself and respect yourself enough to follow through with these basic things that you know make a good human being, right? That sets out an expectation that isn't cruel, rude, or set in control, but actual boundary, right? Healthy communication, healthy boundaries, healthy outlines, knowing and communicating with one another. Having that devotion is good. If you are loving so much that you can't possibly follow through with discipline because it makes you feel so bad, then you're feeding them the wrong message, are you not? Right?
I'd like to know right at this point, where are you feeling in your body? What point of your body are you feeling the energy the most?
Right.
Just leave a comment. I'd like to see. But yeah, the heart chakra is it's a dicey one because it's one that you have to like totally let. Yep, that's where you give up. Let's not give up, but you're like giving into like, okay, universe, I have the heart and the devotion to know that you have the right direction for me.
Right.
And trusting that, having faith. No matter where that takes you.
Well, because like I said,
being okay with whatever visions you're getting,
yeah,
even if they're unsettling or not, being okay with that. Like letting go of the dis-ease or the worry with it. And that's, like I said, that's easier said than done. But that's what you should probably be focusing on in those moments.
Well, an understanding that I have, and trust me, I'm a master of. I'm pretty damn good at things, but I'm a master.
Sheila says the heart. She's feeling it in the heart. Good.
But understanding that you can see the clearest from the heart. But because I can see so clear here, it can get mucked up real good, right? My vision can show me one thing and I can interpret it in an entirely different way. So the third eye is amazing and it's beautiful.
Can you hear us now, Wanda?
Right. I hope so. anyway, to finish my thought, the third eye gives us that good, clear today's vision, right? A perception into other realms throughout, but looking through experience, looking through life. But the heart gives you that clear sight of actuality, soul to soul, being to being, that inner child, right? Seeing clearly the needs, the wants, the desires, and knowing how to properly respond. Now, if we're unbalanced in every other chakra, obviously that clarity wanes.
Yep.
And the heart also being
It can't
that
hold
healing
everything.
center,
It can't hold all the
exactly,
chakras together. So you can't just focus on
right,
one or the other.
right. So,
Or it's
well, because then it gets overactive,
uneasy.
and it gets over
Overactive or underactive. It's
right,
it's
right,
either pulling or it's pulling. It's either pulling one other chakra down or the other chakras down,
right.
like to a lower vibe or a lower frequency or
Mhm.
spin rate, whatever you want to call it.
I see you, Marlene. I see you.
Yeah, we see you. But yeah, so we're at the throat. We're at the heart.
Yes.
Going to the throat.
We are working on getting
Now
to the
just
throat,
focus on the
yes.
throat, y'all. Focus on the throat. Focus on that energy right there in the throat.
All right. Now, the throat is all about our truth,
Speak up.
our expression,
Yep.
our everything, right? Like the being that we are. This is how we express. This is how we really bring things in and take things in, express things, say things, do things. It's the voice is our vibration, right? Now, the main characteristics at a glance. The color is turquoise. The key issues are self-expression, communication, and will. Now, my will may tell me I need to say something, but if my throat chakra,
If I hold it
myself
back,
is
it's like
not
your
letting
solar
me,
plexus is trying to push it out and you're suppressing it.
right. So, anyway, the physical location is between the collarbone and the larynx in the neck.
Larynx.
Sorry. The associated spinal area is the third cervical vertebra. The physical or physiological system is the respiratory system. The endocrine gland is the thyroid and the parathyroids. The nerve plexus is the cervical ganglia. The inner aspect is the expression. The physical action is communication. The mental action is fluent thought. The emotional action is independence. And the spiritual action is security.
Yeah, because you get security from speaking up and speaking of what you need.
That's right.
What your needs or your needs being met. If they're not, speak up. Say something. You can be graceful about it. You should be.
Right.
Sometimes you have to be a little louder.
Yep.
To be heard. Sometimes, everybody clear your throat at this moment because that's what you want to do. You want to clear out any of that anything that's holding you back from speaking your truth and speaking expressing yourself through your voice or your correspondence, whether it be through sending a text, but speaking it out loud and letting whoever know whoever needs to know at that time.
And here's the thing. It's not just your words you need to speak. Sometimes it is your tone. If I'm saying, I really need you to pay attention to me right now. Will you please pay attention to me? Am I going to get the attention? Hey, yo,
hello.
Man, you've been watching these videos for like an hour and a half, and I really need some attention right now. Could you come talk to me right now?
Yeah, I say that to her a lot lately. Like, she watches The Nanny. She's like totally immersed in it.
Anyway, the point is
understanding. I'm just clearing my throat chakra.
That's what I'm saying. Understanding, and I hear you. But understanding your tone is just as important as your words. Knowing that standing in your power and meaning what you say, when you say it, is important. Otherwise, you're not going to be taken seriously. We don't have to worry about what other people see in us or what other people think, but when we are communicating, we do want to communicate clearly, or we can pretty much be assured they're not taking us the way we would like, right? It's about being clear in our communication, stating what it is we would like. And you know what? Maybe I stated this thing that I thought I'd like, but you know what? When I just realized it that way, I didn't like that much. Maybe there's something here I got to work on. You know what I mean? Because we don't always know exactly what we want and what this and what that. We allow our emotions, this day and age, a lot to take hold of us. We don't properly work through them so that we can communicate, because we don't know how to communicate it, right? We're just like, I just feel, because this, that. We don't allow ourselves in the moment of these feelings to go, oh my God, that really frustrated me. Why did it frustrate me? Why did I feel like this right now? Oh, because of this. Oh, it just hit that nerve. Okay. And then work through those things in a calmer, clearer, more heart-spaced, mannered way with clear communication.
That's right. And that would be the throat chakra.
That would be the throat.
Oh,
chakra.
we're getting deep now.
Fa-la-la-la.
Oh, we're raising higher. Can you get higher?
Can you get higher?
Let me take you higher.
Higher.
Sly and the Family Stone. I don't know if anybody knows about those guys. All right, so we're moving up.
And we're going to go and touch on the
right up through the nose or up past the
third
nose.
eye chakra.
And that's right there on your unibrow.
The brow chakra.
Or, you know, you could say like forehead too. Like
Yep.
just above the brow.
Third eye.
That is what that
The
means.
inner
the
sight.
brow chakra.
Right. That's right.
That is the third eye.
Those are our dreams.
Another one of my
Those
favorites.
are our imagination. That is
our foresight.
Our foresight. That is that sight within sight, right? The unphysical seeing.
Christy says her basement just flooded.
Oh no!
What do you got, like a leaky? Oh, did it leak through your door? Where did it flood? Through your door or through your foundation? Just depends.
Water is, I think, probably the worst thing to deal with.
Like, where's the water coming from? Is it coming from like the door downstairs? I'm using my third eye now. Because you guys are getting a ton of snow. Thank God I'm not there.
Oh, man.
I know how the big snowstorms can happen in Utah. The pipes are clogged. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, you need a pump. You need to ask your landlord for a
Yep,
pump.
thank goodness you're a renter right now, huh?
Let him know. Just let your landlord know.
Yo, mofo. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's just backing up because you probably got a lot of snow and
yeah,
it's melting or something's clogged. Better call. What did they used to call you? Like, what was it you called?
Better call Mako.
Roto-Rooter, dude.
Oh, Roto-Rooter.
Call Roto-Rooter.
Mako was cars. Yeah.
That sucks.
That does suck, dude. Oh my goodness.
She's like, fuck it, it's flooding. I'm just gonna sail away.
All right. The main characteristics of our brow chakra, our third eye chakra.
What color is it?
The color is white or deep blue. Our key issues: balancing the higher and lower selves and trusting in our guidance. The physical location is the center of the brow. Associated spinal area is first cervical vertebra. The physiological system, endocrine and nervous. My nervous system. Endocrine gland, pineal, and pituitary.
Pineal, that's the psychic gland. The one that looks, when it's opened like a, okay, so it looks like a pine cone.
As well as,
but when it's open, it's like an open pine cone. Right. It turns into that. But we can calcify our pine cone or our pineal gland by using the wrong toothpaste, or
Taking too many
eating the
shots,
wrong
drinking the
foods.
wrong water, all kinds of shit these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. It calcifies. When it's calcified, it's hard to connect.
Mhm. The nerve plexus is the hypothalamus. Oh my God. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. That is proper word. I'm uncertain what that means. Well,
Go
okay.
ahead. That's a medical term.
Inner aspect is the intuition. Emotional aspect is our clarity. And our spiritual aspect is meditation. So it's
Being
within
all up in your head.
meditation that, yes, and that's why I think that I like to utilize the tool of hypnosis, only because for me to get into that trance, for me to get to that place where I'm meditating, right? I first got to get through all my bullshit. So I got to get like conscious with my subconscious.
Hypothesis. Marlene knows all the medical terms.
There we go. No, but that wasn't the right word.
Marlene, what was
hypothalamus?
Hypothalamus. Thalamus?
Hypothalamus.
Yeah, hypothalamus.
Yep.
It's all Greek to me.
But no, understanding though that we build up these walls in this. Okay. A lot of people, when they hit certain levels of spirituality, just want to drop the body altogether. They want to like, nope, I'm this higher self.
She's really got something about the higher chakras, but
and no,
that's
I'm
another
imbalanced.
story.
I'm still working on it.
She really has a problem with the higher chakras.
No, but understanding it starts in the human, right? I'm still healing certain things. I don't remember a lot of things. It's going to take me a little longer, probably. It doesn't matter though. I have good techniques that get me through, and I've grown and I'm growing. And that's what I mean. We don't always have to know or understand exactly what happened to bring us to that neural.
But this is also our visualization. This is where we start things. This is where we visualization is very important because it helps things grow faster.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing what you want, you're not going to really feel what you want. Or if you feel what you want, it's not going to be able. You're not going to be able to paint a picture of that.
Right.
Or start a draft of that.
It's a proper imagination. It truly is. I don't have one. I do sometimes. I can connect and get balanced. But like I said, balancing our chakras and keeping everything in alignment it is work. It's being aware of who you are and where you're at and not beating yourself up because you didn't make it today. I did a meditation without sight. God damn it. I'm just not doing it right. Oh my gosh. Well, that doesn't get you anywhere. You go, okay, that was a good meditation. I'll do better tomorrow. You know what I mean? You allow yourself to grow.
And if you don't get anything from meditation, that means you're supposed to leave that space empty.
Yep.
It's ready to receive something.
Yes.
So it means you're not supposed to get that message yet.
When it's gonna.
So don't be frustrated when it's not coming in all in the picture. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And that's why I say, if you can see those damaging things in your life and you can actually know what it is you're healing from, yes, your healing process is probably going to go faster. But if you do not, you don't have to force yourself to remember anything. You don't have to bring yourself to it. You don't have to wait so long, like in therapy, years and years and years, talking over the same things. No, all you got to do is understand there's a feeling here. And I need to change this feeling. You associate it to something and you actually physically work on changing it. You may never know what first brought you to that reaction. But at some point, you're going to take full control and full awareness of that thing. And therefore, you then can begin to heal it.
And it's not, like I said before, just because we're talking about this, like you can't, a lot of the times you're not just going to be able to go, okay, well, I can just go heal that now and you'll be fine. No, it's a process.
Yes. Yep.
And if there's things you're holding on to, if there's things that you won't let go, it's going to keep coming back to those things.
That's right.
Until you finally let go of your pride and say, you know what? Yeah, okay. That's probably right. I probably should change this. And then once you change it, you'll start to see things become more imbalanced. So if there's
Right.
something you're stuck at, if you're resisting it, or if it keeps coming up and you're not paying attention to it and trying to heal it,
You
actively
may
heal
not
it,
need to know its cause.
then
You
you're
just
gonna
need to
you're gonna
understand
get you're
a
gonna
change
get
is
that.
needed, right?
Yeah, it's gonna keep coming up. Oh, we love you too, Teresa.
Yes. I love you all. Every single one of you.
Okay, I think we're at the end. Well, the end of this section.
Nope. Yeah.
We have one more.
We're going to the crown.
And that's what the color is in the background. That's the color of the crown. Right on top of your head.
All right.
The crown is the all-knowing. That's where you gain all your insight. That's where everything comes in, and you can flood it back up to them. It's like like a circular.
It's
like
one
it comes
of these
down to me,
things.
and then I experience it, and then I send it back up to the higher.
You're going to understand this in a deep way here in just a moment, because our crown chakra at a glance tells you in black and white here. Our color is violet, or a very, very deep purple blue, right? Our key issues, the biggest problems we find in this area is our inner wisdom and death of the body.
Yeah, the dying
Too
part.
deep of a connection with the physical. Now, I always come back to the physical and understanding the physical, but knowing that is not who and what you are. Integrating everything and knowing you are so much more. You're just living this existence for a purpose, right? I mean, this is the reason you're here. But anyway, my point is, the physical location is the top of your head. The associated spinal area is none of them, because it's the top of your head. It's your brain, it's your mind.
It's where you release and you ascend higher. That's the doorway.
The physiological system, however, is your central nervous system and the brain. Yep.
Right on top of the brain, yep.
Endocrine gland is the pineal and pituitary. The nerve plexus, the cerebral cortex. How many people find themselves off balance and don't know why? Inner aspect, release of karma.
Yes.
Physical
That's
action.
where you let go of karma, because you stop thinking about it karma and you think about dharma, which is a much softer way to look at it, which is, yeah, I'm going through these things because I need to, instead of I'm being punished for these things because I did this, which is true.
Right.
But in a higher plane of existence, you look at it differently.
Right.
You look at it with a softer edge.
And the physical action is meditation. The mental action, universal consciousness. Emotional action, beingness. Spiritual action, unity,
knowing,
through
transcendental meditation.
Transcendental consciousness.
Awesome. So the crown is like the place where that's your kingdom of heaven. That's where you find the kingdom of heaven. And the crown activates, like if you're feeling like a tingling on your head right now, that's the crown activating. So just by us talking about it and explaining it to you, you've just had a Kundalini healing. I mean, we can go deeper with each individual and where they're dealing with what chakras need help. But this is a collective one. And just to teach you, this is kind of a beginner course.
Right.
Tomorrow we have the metaphysical mystics, excuse me. And that's a lot deeper. We go into a lot deeper things. So if you would like to enroll, and if you enroll tonight or tomorrow morning, I can get you into the class immediately. But yeah, just go to my website, www.psychicshaman333.com. Find, it's either going to be pricing or plans. I think it's actually called Metaphysical Mystics. Just find that page on my website and you can enroll there. Anyway.
Yes. And the book that I was referencing and utilizing for their brief but concise bullet points is called The Chakra Bible by Patricia Mercier. So you can just,
she must be French,
Amazon it or whatever. I'm sure you can find it just about anywhere.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question again. Where are you feeling? Which chakra are you feeling the most right now? Let's see if we're stuck. Think about it. Think about it and leave it in comments. What is the chakra that's really you're feeling the most? Because that's where you need the work. That's where you need
Your
that's
focus.
where
That's
you
where
need your
you're
focus at.
finding your main
Your concern.
balance.
Your concern needs to focus on that. My heart chakra as usual. Well, work with it.
Here's the thing.
Get used to it. Heart. Cindy
I
Riddle Moreland said heart as well.
at least for the girls that are in the class, the ladies that are in the class, that last technique I showed you, as basic as it is so helpful in that way that you take that simple thing that's bothering you right now, right?
Mandy said the head.
You put it out in front of you, you feel it. Where right now is that irritation affecting you in your body? Because as you touch it, you feel it in your body. You find it, you pull it out, you look at it, you see what color it is, and then you change it, right? You switch it up, you spin it up, you put it back, and you work on it slowly.
Maybe we'll do that someday down the road on the podcast, what you're talking about.
Right.
All right. Well, I think we are done. We've got to the crown. So y'all should be opened up, ready to go, ready to receive.
Or understand.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you all that have participated and shared and given energy to the podcast. We appreciate you. Much love, everybody. Christy tonight was and I know she wanted me to do another topic, and I will.
Yes, we will. What topic?
But for tonight, she's the one that sponsored the podcast. So thank you, Christy. We love you.
Yes, love you, girlfriend.
We love you all.
We love you
we'll talk
all.
to you
Every
soon.
single one of you mean the world to us. We appreciate you.
Yeah, make sure you go over to Spotify or wherever podcasts are served.
Right.
And search for our name, Break the Spell Podcast or Break the Spell, and give us a rating. Follow us. Like it. We love you all. We'll talk to you soon. And podcast number 19, is it 19 now?
That's right.
Wow. Is now over. We love you guys.
Much love, y'all.
We'll talk to you soon.